here. Welcome if you're new, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So this is the very first debt-free Friday of this year, and I'm super excited about it. I always feel like I say I'm super excited about every video that I film because I really am. But I wanted to talk to you guys about our 2016 financial goals, what our plans are and what we want to focus on financially for this year. But before I get into that, I do want to talk about 2015, some of the pitfalls and the good things financially about 2015 I want to share with you guys, because I want to be transparent with you guys. I want us to grow together, and accomplish everything that we need to accomplish together. We're just here to support one another. Some of the pitfalls. Okay, so pitfall 1, we totally spent more than we saved last year. And that's the first time that we had ever done that since we really focused on getting out of debt. When we started it, 3 years ago, planning things, we've always saved more than we spent. And for the first time in 2015, we actually spent more than we saved. And, it happens. A lot of the things were out of our control. Like, for instance, we ended up spending close to $5,000 in car repairs last year. Charles and I both have older cars, and something happened with my car, and then a couple months later something happened with my husband's car. That's why I always keep a certain amount in our sinking fund for car maintenance, because we do have older cars, and I knew something was bound to happen, and that it just so happened last year, and it happened for both of our cars. So that was one thing. We had some medical bills come up, and we had some unexpected traveling to do, like last minute traveling to do, all 4 of us. So that was very expensive. So we spent quite a bit of money in those areas. And of course, we paid for everything with cash, that just came out of our sinking fund. But it just sucks, that feeling of knowing that you spent more than you saved, because a lot of this is a mental mind game. And I'm going to do a separate video about that, the mental mind game of money, because, it makes you feel like you didn't accomplish, what you set out to accomplish for, or you feel like you failed. And then you just start spiraling down this negative tunnel. And, I definitely don't want that. I don't encourage that. But that's, just our reality and what happened in 2015. Another reason why we spent more than we saved is because of some emotional pitfalls that I experienced. I experienced a loss last year, the core member of my family, and it would just really shook me. And I talked about it, in my video about why 2015 sucked. But so I'm not really going to get into it here. I'll link it here if you're interested in watching it. Because I experienced that loss, I started to do retail therapy. I started to engage in retail therapy. And, emotional spending is horrible. Just like emotional eating is horrible for your health, emotional spending is horrible for your finances. And I caught myself starting to do that, making myself feel better by making purchases. And, I caught myself doing that. I tried to correct it when I would catch myself wanting to just go to Amazon and just buy random crap that you just really don't need. I definitely worked through that by just communicating with my husband and, talking about how I'm feeling instead of going to purchase something to make me feel better. So like I said, I'm going to do a separate video about that, but that was one of the reasons why we actually spent more than we saved. So those are the pitfalls of 2015. So on the positive note, some of the good things about 2015 is that Charles and I both received promotions and raises last year, which is awesome, which is always great. And I think another thing about 2015, when you experience tragedy or a loss, it makes you question, am I fulfilling my life's purpose? Am I doing what I want to do? And I know that you probably think that's not really financially related, but I think it's very much so financially related, because I think people do things for money, even if they don't like it, if they don't believe in it, or if they hate their job, they do it because they need the money, and so when you experience a loss, like I said, it makes you question, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? But again, I'm going to get into all that in another video. I hope you guys are following me here, but I'm going to talk about that in another video. But okay, so that was 2015. So what I want to focus on in 2016, it's definitely building our sinking funds back up to the way they were. I think sinking funds are just so important. I'm going to talk about that. You know, I have a video that I explained how we budget for sinking funds and what we budget for in sinking funds and stuff, and I'll link that here. But I'm also going to make another video talking and stressing the importance of sinking funds, regardless of what baby step you're in, how important it is to have those sinking funds ready in case something happens. I mean, if it wasn't for the sinking funds that we had last year, we would have automatically went back into debt, heavy debt, you know, for those car repairs, for the last minute traveling, for medical bills that come up. You know, sinking funds are what will make or break your financial success, to me, when it comes to staying out of debt. So that's what we're going to focus on for 2016. We're going to focus on getting those sinking funds back up, saving. Another thing that I'm going to focus on for 2016 is side hustles. Okay, now if you're not familiar with what a side hustle is something that you do on the side, not your primary income, but something you do on the side to bring extra income into, you know, your life. So I'm all about getting our coins up, and I'm going to talk about different side hustles that we can do, including like the YouTubing and being a YouTuber. I'm going to get into all of that this year. And I think not only are we going to focus on cutting our expenses, we're going to focus on bringing in more income, getting our income up. And I say we, meaning me and you, because we're in this together. Okay, so I want you to leave me a comment down below. Tell me what your 2016 goals are financially, and any kind of requests that you want to see for future debt-free Fridays. I'm really excited. I know I took a little break for the holidays, just trying to get my schedule back, you know, to where it was. So you'll definitely be seeing a debt-free Friday every Friday. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you are interested in as far as debt-free Fridays, what you'd like me to talk about. You know, I'm pretty open with you guys. I'm very open with you guys. So I'm definitely down for that. And don't forget to let me know what your financial goals are for 2016, what you want to focus on, so we can kind of work on them together. So that's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and commenting. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and check me out on all my other social media platforms that are all linked and listed down below. So thanks again for watching, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.